What if I told you that you could have a much happier and more peaceful life with less stuff? It seems impossible, doesn't it? But there is a way of living that can completely transform your home and your mind. Have you ever noticed how some people manage to live well with much less objects? They seem calmer, more organized, and even happier. Today, you will discover the secrets of a life philosophy that is changing the way millions of people around the world organize their homes and their lives. If you continue watching until the end, you will learn 10 simple methods that can make you feel lighter, freer, and with much more peace of mind. But if you don't learn these techniques, you may continue to feel suffocated by your own things, wasting time looking for objects and living in disorganized spaces. I'm going to tell you something that might seem strange at first. There is a direct relationship between the amount of objects we have at home and our stress levels. The more things we accumulate, the more agitated our minds become. And there is a group of people who have discovered how to break this cycle. They live with less, but feel like they have so much more. How is this possible? Stay with me until the end, and you will understand exactly how to apply these methods to your own life. Tip 1. The 1-for-1 rule. The first thing you need to understand is that we can't organize our lives all at once. It's like trying to climb a giant mountain all at once. So let's start with something very simple, but it makes all the difference. The problem most people face is that they accumulate objects without even realizing it. Every day, something new comes into the house, but nothing leaves. It's like filling a bucket that is never emptied. At some point, it will overflow, and that is exactly what happens with our homes. The rule is very simple. Every time you bring something new home, you need to get rid of something similar. Did you buy a new shirt? Donate an old one. Did you get a book? Pass it on. Did you bring a decorative object? Take out another one you no longer use. Imagine you just bought a new pan because your old one was worn out. Instead of keeping the old pan just in case, you donate it or throw it away within the week. It may seem silly, but this simple step prevents your home from turning into a storage facility. The benefits are immediate. Your house is no longer cluttered. You always know where your things are. And most importantly, you develop the habit of thinking before you buy. When we know we are going to have to get rid of something, we think twice about whether we really need that new object. Tip 2. The 30-day test. Now I'm going to teach you a technique that will help you discover which objects really make a difference in your life. It's a simple but very powerful method for identifying what's essential and what's just dead weight in your home. The big problem is that we get used to our objects and we can no longer see which ones we actually use. It's like when a person lives in the same house for years and no longer notices the mess. Our eyes get used to it and we lose the ability to evaluate what is important. Here's what you're going to do. Pick a category of objects, whether it's books, clothes, or kitchen utensils. Take all of these items out of their usual places and put them in boxes. For the next 30 days, you can only take an object back if you really need to use it. If you go the entire month without touching something, it's a sign that you don't need it. Let's say you decide to try out your clothes. Take them all out of your closet and put them in boxes. For a month, only take out one item when you're ready to wear it. At the end of that period, you'll find that you only wear a small portion of what you own. The clothes that are left in the boxes can be donated without any regrets. This method works because it uses the reality of your day-to-day life as a filter. It's not based on what you think you'll use, but on what you actually use. It's an honest and practical way to discover what's essential in your life. Plus, you'll be surprised at how freeing you feel when you realize you need much less than you thought. Tip 3. The 5-minute technique. This next tip will solve one of the biggest problems that prevent people from having an organized home. Do you know that feeling that organizing the house is a huge and impossible task? Well, that is exactly what we are going to solve now. The most common mistake is trying to organize everything at once. People look at their entire home and feel overwhelmed before they even start. It's like looking at a marathon and giving up before taking the first step. The human mind has a hard time dealing with tasks that seem endless. The solution is to break this huge task down into very small pieces. Every day, for just 5 minutes, You will focus on organizing a small area of your home. It could be a drawer, a shelf, a corner of your desk, or even the inside of your bag. For example, today you spend 5 minutes organizing the kitchen drawer where your cutlery is kept. Tomorrow, 5 minutes on the bathroom shelf. The day after tomorrow, the bedroom nightstand. It may not seem like much, but in 1 week, you have already organized 7 small spaces. The key is consistency, not intensity. It's better to do 5 minutes every day than to spend an entire afternoon organizing and then not touch anything for weeks. Your brain will get into the habit of organizing, and you'll realize that those 5 minutes a day make a huge difference in your home. Plus, since the task is small, you can always complete it, which creates a sense of accomplishment and motivation to keep going. If you're enjoying these tips and want to truly transform your home, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new videos. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing where my followers are. Now let's move on to the next tip, which is one of the most powerful. Tip 4, the true pleasure method. Now let's talk about something that can completely change your relationship with the objects you own. This technique will help you identify which things truly bring joy to your life and which are just dead weight taking up space. The problem is that we keep a lot of things out of obligation, fear, or habit. We have objects that we received as gifts and don't want to use, clothes that don't fit us well but were expensive, books that we bought but never read. Our house is full of things that are not good for us, but that we keep for various reasons that have nothing to do with happiness. The technique is very simple, but it requires honesty with yourself. Take each object in your hands and ask yourself a sincere question. Does this item bring me joy when I look at it or use it? Don't think about the price you paid for it, who gave it to you, or when you might need it in the future. Just think about whether that object makes you feel good. Imagine that you are looking at a piece of furniture in your living room. Take it in your hands and notice how it makes you feel. If it makes you smile, if you enjoy looking at it, if it makes the room more beautiful in your eyes, then it is worth keeping. But if you look at it and feel indifferent, or worse, if it bothers you but you keep it out of habit, then it is time to say goodbye. When we apply this method, we discover something amazing. Most of the objects that really do us good are much smaller than we imagined. And when we keep only these special things, our home becomes a place that truly reflects who we are. Each object has a reason for being there. And this creates a sense of harmony and peace that you will feel as soon as you enter your home. Tip 5, the clean surface strategy. This tip will teach you how to keep your home looking tidy even when you don't have time for a deep clean. It's a visual trick that makes all the difference in the feeling of organization and tranquility. The big problem is that we tend to use every surface in our home as temporary storage. The living room table becomes a place for mail, keys, and random objects. The kitchen counter is always full of appliances and utensils. The bedroom nightstand accumulates books, medicines, and 1,000 other things. Over time, we can no longer see these surfaces as clean. The rule is very clear. Keep at least 80% of every surface clean and empty. This means that on a table, you can leave only 1 or 2 decorative or functional objects, but the rest of the space should be free. On the kitchen counter, only the appliances that you use daily can be visible. Let's use the dining room table as an example. Instead of letting it pile up with mail, keys, purses, and other everyday items, keep it simple or completely clear. Create a designated spot for keys, a tray for mail, and a spot for purses. Everything has its place, and the table is always ready to be used. The results are impressive. When you walk into a room with clean surfaces, you automatically feel more relaxed and organized. Your brain interprets clean spaces as signals of order and control. Plus, it's much easier to clean your home when you don't have to remove a bunch of objects from the surfaces before wiping them down. It's a simple change that makes a huge visual impact. Tip 6, the 3-box system. Now I'm going to teach you a technique that will speed up your organization process and help you make quicker decisions about what to do with each item. It's a practical method that eliminates the decision paralysis that many people experience. The problem arises when we look at an object and can't decide whether to keep it, donate it, or throw it away. We sit there, thinking about all the possibilities, and in the end, we don't do anything. This indecision makes the organization process very slow and tiring. The solution is to always have 3 boxes or bags labeled when organizing any space. The first box is for things you will keep. The second is for items that are in good condition but you no longer want, and that can be donated. The third is for objects that are broken, damaged, or of no use to anyone, and that should be discarded. When you pick up an object, you only have a few seconds to decide which box it goes in. You can't think too much about it. You can't create a 4th category of maybe. It's either keep, donate, or throw away. Period. Imagine you're organizing a closet. You pick up a blouse, take a quick look, and decide. Is it okay and should I wear it? It goes in the keep box. Is it okay but I don't wear it anymore? It goes to donate. Is it stained or torn? It goes to throw away. This method works because it forces you to be decisive and prevents you from making excuses for keeping things you don't need. When you have only 3 clear options, the process becomes much faster and more efficient. At the end of the day, you take the donation box to a charity, throw away what needs to be thrown away, and properly store what you decided to keep. It's organization with immediate results. Tip 7. The duplicate rule. This tip will help you identify and eliminate one of the biggest villains of disorganization: the duplicate objects that we accumulate without realizing it. It's amazing how silently this happens in our home. The problem of duplicates arises because we buy things that we already have, but forget about or can't find in the middle of the clutter. How many times have you bought a cell phone charger because you couldn't find yours, or bought a tool that you already had stored somewhere? These duplicates take up space and create mental clutter. The strategy is to actively search for duplicates in each category of objects. Gather all similar items in one place and see how many you actually have. It can be surprising to discover that you have 5 can openers, 3 hair dryers, or 10 pens of the same color. Let's use cleaning products as an example. Gather together all the detergents, soaps, and similar products that you have lying around your house. You'll probably find several bottles of the same product in different places. Keep only 1 of each type in use and 1 as a spare. The rest can be used gradually or donated if it's sealed. The benefit of eliminating duplicates goes beyond freeing up space. You save money because you stop buying things you already have. It's easier to find what you're looking for because there are fewer places to look, and your mind is more organized because you know exactly what you have. It's a cleanup that brings mental and financial clarity at the same time. Tip 8. The seasonal rotation method. Now I'm going to teach you a technique that is especially useful for people who live in places with well-defined seasons, but that can be adapted to any situation. It's a smart way to optimize space without getting rid of important things. A common mistake is to keep clothes from all seasons mixed together in the same closet all year round. This leaves you having to search for your winter clothes in the middle of your summer clothes, and vice versa. Space becomes cramped, it's hard to organize, and you never get a clear view of what you have. The rotation system works like this. Keep only the current season's clothes and objects visible and easily accessible. The clothes from other seasons are stored in organizer boxes, on high shelves, or in less accessible places. With each change of season, you make an organized change. For example, when winter comes, you take the light clothes out of your main closet and store them in boxes. In their place, you put the warmer coats, sweaters, and pants that were stored away. It's like having a new closet every season, but always using the same space. This method has several practical benefits. Your closet stays organized because you have fewer clothes to manage at once. It's easier to choose what to wear because all of your options are seasonally appropriate. You can also better evaluate what you actually wear because when you make seasonal changes, you can see which items have gone untouched throughout the season. It's smart organization that adapts to the natural rhythm of the year. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transform my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 9. The breathing space technique. This tip will change your perception of how to organize the spaces in your home. Many people think that making the most of space means filling it completely, but in fact it's quite the opposite. The problem with filling every available space is that it creates a feeling of visual suffocation. When every corner is occupied, our mind also feels busy and agitated. It's like trying to breathe in a room with no ventilation. We need empty spaces for our eyes and mind to rest. The rule of breathing space is simple. In every room, leave at least 30% of the space empty. This means that if you have a bookcase, don't fill all the shelves to the brim. Leave some areas free. If you have a dresser, don't fill all the drawers to the brim. Imagine your living room bookshelf. Instead of cramming objects into every available inch, leave some shelves with just 2 or 3 well-chosen items. The empty space around them makes each item stand out and gain importance. It's like a frame around a painting. The emptiness enhances what's filled. The result is transformative. Rooms with empty spaces seem larger, more elegant, and much more peaceful. You can better appreciate the objects you choose to keep because they are not competing for attention. Plus, it is much easier to clean and organize when you do not have to remove and replace countless objects. The void becomes a powerful decorative element. Tip 10. The 15-minute maintenance system. The last tip is about how to keep everything organized once you have tidied up your home. There's no point in doing a great job of organizing if everything is back to being a mess in a few weeks. This system will ensure that your home always remains organized. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that organization is something you do once and then forget about. In reality, organization is a daily habit, like brushing your teeth or taking a shower. If you don't maintain it, things will naturally go back to the way they were before. It's like a plant that needs water every day. The 15-minute system works like this. Every day before going to bed, dedicate exactly 15 minutes to general housekeeping. This doesn't mean doing a deep clean, but rather putting everything back in its place. Clothes in the hamper or closet, dishes in the sink or dishwasher, scattered objects back in their correct places. In practice, you will walk around the house with a stopwatch and put everything back in its place. Shoes that were left in the living room go back to the shoe rack. Books that were left on the table go back to the shelf. Medicines that were left on the counter go back to the medicine cabinet. In 15 minutes, you can reset your entire house. The magic happens because you never let clutter build up. Since you do this every day, there's never much out of place. It's much easier to stay organized than to regain it after you've lost it. Plus, 15 minutes is a small amount of time that doesn't weigh down your routine, but it makes a huge difference in the look and feel of your home. It's the secret to an effortlessly organized home. We've reached the end, and I'm sure these tips can completely transform your home and your quality of life. Remember that having less stuff doesn't mean having a lower quality of life. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When you keep only what really matters, your life becomes lighter, clearer, and much more peaceful. You don't have to apply all of these techniques at once. Start with the 1 or 2 that make the most sense to you. The important thing is to take the first step and stay consistent. Each small change will motivate you to keep going, and little by little, you'll notice that your home has become a much more welcoming and organized place. Now I want to know from you, which of these tips are you going to start applying today? Tell me in the comments which one caught your attention the most. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel to receive more content like this. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new tips. Your new organized and peaceful life starts now.